Well, good evening and welcome to Cools Road Highfields, and it is our Toowoomba Sports Club match of the day between Highfields. It's the Battle of the Birds between Highfields Eagles and the Gatton Hawks, and it's hello to my lifelong friend and co-commentator Kelvin Hawke. How are you, Kelvin?
Yeah, good, thanks, Hope. Great to be here. As you say, the Battle of the Birds, and hasn't there been some great Battle of the Birds over the past few years?
There certainly are. It has been, and we'll get on to that. And joining me also a name synonymous with rugby league, the one and only Neville Cherry. How are you, Nev?
Mate, Obi, every time you say that, I get a tingle up and down my spine, but I'm brilliant. I love coming out here to Highfields, Battle of the Birds, as you said, and it's going to be a wonderful game. Both sides very desperate, Obi.
And there's no one more of a legend than this next fella, and he is our NRL correspondent, and it's a big hello to Wally Fullerton-Smith. How are you, Gator?
Well, thanks, Hobie, and g'day to the boys.
Yes, and look, NRL, some close games, mate. I believe Manly beat South today, and Penrith got home by a whisker last night.
They did, and look, I think they were very lucky there, Penrith, but poor old Nathan Cleary's copped it a bit the last week, about whether he's aiming up and all the rest of it, and all these other controversies. But at the end of the day, they won right on. They scored on the last minute to tie the scores up, and then he kicked the goal. They scored, and then he kicked the goal to tie the scores up, and then finished off with that magnificent field goal. So just goes to show you the cream always rises to the top.
That's right. If you can hear me,
pressure.
If you can hear me, Nev, just Kelvin's gone, mate. You can come onto here to talk to Wally.
I certainly will.
Okay, and look, Wally, been watching with interest, mate. A 1-point win for the Dolphins last week, and they have a big, tough one kicking off in half an hour against the Ipswich Jets, who were last start winners as well.
Yes, now it's always a really hard battle between the Jets and the Dolphins.
Yep.
And I think that basically nothing's going to be any different tonight. It's going to be a hard tussle in the forwards, and they play that funny game of footy there, the Ipswich Jets, where they do something, out of the ordinary on the kickoffs, on the line drops, you name it, and that sort of. If you don't have your head on, that can sort of you start copying that sort of plays, particularly if you haven't practiced it, and then it can be your downfall. But hopefully the Dolphins can do the job tonight. And
give us the oil on Corey Pax, mate. What's his situation at the present time?
Well, I just don't know. He's been a bit injured, and
because he didn't. He was supposed to play last week, wasn't he? He didn't, did he?
Yes, exactly right. I think he was pulled out the last minute through injury, and this evening, I'm not too sure. I haven't had the team list to see if he is going to play tonight. So he has been training during the week, but we need him because we obviously miss Cameron Cullen. He's here tonight. I've just been speaking to him, and obviously heard he did his ACL in a touch footy game before the first week of the Intrust Super Cup competition, and it's been a real shame because he's such a good leader around the park, and we've missed him very badly. But hopefully we can get Corey up and going, and he can aim up like the former captain has.
Mate, Wally, it's Neville Cherry speaking here.
G'day, Nev.
Talking about Cameron Cullen there, his old man come up and played in Toowoomba for Pittsworth about the early 90s, late 80s, Wayne Cullen. He was a tough sort of a character. Did you ever play against him?
Yes, I did play against Wayne, and we shared an office, actually, or an office. Well, he was an office next to mine down at the Tweed there for a few years.
Oh, really?
And, so he's here tonight too, so I just had a chat to him, Neff, just before Wayne.
Have a yarn to him. Tell him the guys from Pittsworth Dane say g'day. He was wonderful from Pittsworth as well.
I'll certainly do that, mate, because I do an ambassador role here at the Dolphins here with all the corporates.
Good stuff.
During the game, so I'll go and make sure so all the Pittsworth boys.
Yep.
From Nev.
G'day. Yep.
I'll say g'day. He'd appreciate that.
And I see that Canberra in front, 16-6 over Cowboys at the moment at half time. Wally, look, North Queensland this time more than anything are really missing some players, aren't they?
They certainly are. Look, I don't know whether it's, we've said this last year too, it's an ageing playing group. I thought they'd sort of restocked the playing group, but they just don't, like it. They just don't seem to have that leadership that Jonathan Thurston, is handed on to Morgan to do. And I think it's a bit of a confidence thing too. Particularly when you come out there and and you're trying to do your best in front of your home ground. And when you go away, well, you haven't can't get it together. It's a tough. Just need a couple of wins under their belt to get a bit of wind in their sails, and I think well they'll go. But at the moment, they're treading water.
You're one of the most feared forward packs in those 80s, Wally. And how many calls have you had today to be part of the forwards dressing shed in the Broncos, mate, to get them to toughen up, Wally?
Oh, mate.
What is going on there, mate?
Well, I think they've been read a bit more of their own press, to be truthful. If you would have seen against the Dragons there last week, that Lingard Jr., he's come out of the line a couple of times, trying to do the big hits, about 10 metres from his own line, and they just stepped around him and scored. And, they're going through that same thing as the Cowboys, I think. It's a bit of a confidence thing, they're not winning, and then everyone gets down on themselves, and you really need to regroup and really hang in there for each other. And, of course, being a one-team city, the Broncos are expected to succeed, 100% of the time, and that, you've got the press, all the old boys are giving a bit of a spray. So, they got a bit of a problem at the moment. And I think they're just same sort of thing. They're just going to knuckle down. They need a win, obviously, to boost that confidence, and I think they'll go.
Wally, a lot of those guys would have played in the Q Cup over the last few years that have gone into the Broncos A-grade side. And, mate, isn't the Q Cup a wonderful competition? Even when you go back to, like, the State League in the early 80s, and it's just gone on from there. It's just such a wonderful, tough competition that brings these young guys through. And, you see some good footballers in there.
Oh, you certainly do, Nev. Look, and it's a platform for those sort of players to go up to that next level in the NRL, and look, it is a bit of a jump because of, the pressure applied when you get into an NRL side, but it's a great, foundation for a young fellow to come up from that Intrust Super Cup into that first grade sort of arena and make a name for themselves, but particularly with those teams that we've been talking about, like the Cowboys and the Broncos, just going to do those little things right, control the ball,
All right, Wally.
Communicate all the time,
Yeah, well, talking about communicating, mate, communicate with the forwards, mate. Just tell them to toughen up because West Tigers got a spray from Madge Morgan, right? So why not Wally Fulton-Smith, mate?
Well, I've seen him sort of give a spray to the South Sydney team when he was coaching them when they won, So
there you go.
That's tough.
You can take that how it wants. I'm not a true believer in that, to be truthful. I think it's ridiculous going like that. But particularly after a hard-fought win, they're not going to be listening to all that at that stage. Maybe 2 days later, but.
Okay, Wally.
At the end of the day, mate, it's hard enough as it is.
It is. Okay, Wally, good luck to your...
Hey, yeah, good on you, boys. Nice speaking to you, and all the best to the competition you guys are calling tonight.
Yeah, Highfields and the Gatton Hawks. It's
Highfields and the Gatton Hawks.
Highfields Eagles
versus...
versus...
looking forward to seeing those mighty Dolphins give it to the Ipswich Jets.
Here.
Good on you, Wally. Speak to you next week, eh?
Boys.
See you,
all
mate.
the best.
See you, Wally.
Thank you.
We'll take a break, everyone, and we'll be back with Around the Grounds. Oh, and probably a couple of coaches from for tomorrow's game. This is the Obie and Cookie Call.
Hutchies lives here. We're locals, just like you. To us, construction is really about people, not just bricks and concrete. It's people who bring our structures to life and build communities. We stick by the people who make communities. From Toowoomba Rugby League to RACQ Lifelight Rescue Service, Milne Bay Military Challenge, and the Toowoomba Tennis International, Hutchies is proud to back the people who support the region.
Is your computer driving you crazy? Is it slow or doing things you didn't expect? Well, having a computer crash or pick up a virus can be a complete nightmare for a business, so having someone local you can trust to get you up and running again is critical. The dedicated team of experts at Computer Troubleshooters Toowoomba West will put your mind at ease from the moment you walk through the door and will get your problem solved in no time with a 100% guarantee on their work. Laptops, tablets, PCs, whatever you have, Roger and the team can fix it for you. So visit them today at 236 Bridge Street, Newtown. Can't get in to see them? No worries. Just call them on 4642 1331 and they'll come to you. Toowoomba Troubleshooters, Toowoomba West, on the web at www.computertroubleshooters.com.au/Toowoomba West.
Morning, good morning, love to see the sunrise. Morning, good morning, love to see the sunrise. Crazy Kevin on the radio. Driver's seat, ooh, driver's seat, yeah. Yeah. Everybody's working for the weekend.
Jamming as much variety into your day as possible.
powerfmradio.com.au.
And joining us is a very, very happy, just about to be 66.66% win rate tomorrow is Phil Economides. And Phil, do you think I like to hear the sound of my voice?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, there you go. Wait until
but I'd be happy to be 66% too, mate.
Good on you. Wait until I get you on the golf course next, mate. Won me match play today, mate, so I am on fire. Philip?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Obi.
Now, look what an amazing and confidence-building win you had last week against Gatton. 20-0 you were 2 minutes into the second half, and Santa came early last Saturday, didn't it?
Yeah, the boys come out of the blocks. They were, they were committed to the game, and they just come out of the blocks and put points on, and it was a tremendous team effort actually.
And you've got a tough one tomorrow. We're calling that game between Pittsworth and Brothers. Have you got any changes from that victorious side last week?
No. The first time we're fielding the same team, so twice. So. No excuses, and but complacency's not in our vocabulary either, because we know they're desperate for a win, and they're always hard to beat. So we'll be on our toes.
Phil, it's Nev Cherry speaking here.
Hey, Nevy.
Mate, there'll be a big game there tomorrow. I've watched Brothers a few times, and mate, they're a side that don't go away. They're a bit like yourselves. They're like, you can put footballers into two categories. Some wait for the dream to happen, others go and make the dream happen. And mate, from what I've seen them over the last 2 weeks, they're certainly trying to make the dream happen. And I imagine those guys out of Pittsworth there, like good young fellas, good culture, and you must have sort of the guys going the way you want them to now.
Yeah, I have, mate. And as I've said, we're starting to get the spine together, and I've got a really good core of players, of senior players, and and now we're just fleshing out with the young blokes, and they're stepping up to the mark. A couple of the young blokes last week were tremendous. So,
Tell me about Tom O'Sullivan. He's just an absolute superstar, isn't he?
Well, I've nicknamed him Tom Terrific, mate, after the great. Yep. So, no, he's great. Yeah, fantastic. So,
yeah, he's our Irish Rose, I suggest, Philip. But you were going to say?
Just what I was going to say was, it'd be nice to see a smile on Dicko's face, but not this week.
Right. Good on you, mate. I'm sure there'll be plenty of love in the air. And have you allocated his field for warm-up before he gets out there tomorrow?
Well, we're going to have a bit of an arm wrestle, I think, mate, yeah.
He's fired up about it, I'm telling you, Phil.
Yeah, we're short on time today, Phil. We're looking forward to the Hutchies match of the round tomorrow, and we wish you all the best. Thanks a lot, Phil.
Thanks, Harry. See ya.
See you, mate.
See you, Nev.
Okay, so let's see if we can get young Brett Seymour, who's got a wonderful game tomorrow. Plenty of history in that Bally's Dalby stuff,
Mate.
Nev. So community radio. We'll listen to the radio.
I watched the pre-season mid-season final there from a couple of years ago over that game, and it was just brutal between back 2017, I think it was, and between the Valleys Club.
Andrew.
Dalby.
Hey, Brett, how are you? We're going straight to air here, Brett. You've got a big game tomorrow against Dalby. A lot of history with you guys.
Pardon, mate. How you going?
Yeah, good, mate. We've gone straight to air. We're short on. We're short on time.
Sorry, boys. Yeah, keen ready to go tomorrow. We can't wait. We had the week off, and we're a bit stop-start at the start of the year. So each game we're really keen to go.
And everyone fully fighting fit for tomorrow, mate?
Denzel got a call up he's playing cup tonight, so we'll have to fill his spot. Yeah, but we're keen, very keen, and we know Dalby had a bit of a blip on the radar last week, but they'll always come to play us.
And look, you would say you've been around long enough now, Brett, that both clubs and both players and coaches do look forward to a Diehards versus Roosters clash.
Yeah, certainly. We've played in a fair few big games since I've been here. They had the wood on us the first year I come, but we sort of even up the scale. So this year was determine who's the better, who's going the better out of the two.
Mate, just how do you keep a check on things? It's Nev Cherry speaking here, Brett. How do you keep a check on your side? Because, geez, they were enthusiastic in that first game, and as you would know, we still got a long way to go. And just cooked.
Yeah, mate. We've sort of tried. We've got a lot of new cattle, so it's a whole new adventure for us, I guess. If we've got a couple of younger ones there that are coming through, and they're all just hungry to win, it's a really good trait to have.
And look, the loss of Burns, especially given that you were on a roll with him against Brothers and you had the bye. And look, those players are cream. And old Bull versus young Bull, I wrote through the week. And look, he will be lost there, Brett.
Oh yeah, he'll be. Oh mate, like he was a late addition to the squad, but he's a quality player and a quality kid too. So obviously we miss out on his try scoring ability, but whoever comes in is going to have to do a good job defensively because that's the side of the field where Steve plays.
Where do you have to beat Dalby tomorrow?
We have to meet him up front in the pack. I think I know Stevie likes to venture in out of his channel and touch a fair bit of ball. So I just think make our tackles and limit our errors, and we'll go a long way to win them.
Mate, have you got to look at too many other sides throughout the competition yet, Brett?
I've watched a couple of games. Like, obviously there's different personnel to a couple of teams, and I enjoy watching a game of local footy probably more than NRL these days.
Yeah, I love that. Mate, you certainly have a crack side there, and just how are they training? Are they all buying into what you're doing? The thing that struck me last year is just how casual your training is, but it's certainly very direct.
Yeah, well, the luxury is the players that are having key positions are they're all coachable, and if I give them an instruction, they sort of can go and get that done for me, and they lead the way in that. So it's more about just giving little key goals each game. So we'll have one or two focuses this week. Definitely holding the ball and keeping possession is going to be a key.
Important game for you because it's only your second game of the season, so you won't want to lose this one and still be one win going into the fourth round.
No, we've like I said, we're 1 week on, 1 week off, pretty much to the Madsen. So, I think the start's crucial for nearly every club. Will say it. If you get a little bit of a start there, you can sort of have a focus towards the end of the season where you need to get to. So, yeah, we definitely want to win the game, and we'll be doing our best too.
How's your reserve grade looking there, Brett? Because if there's any club that utilises their reserve grade better than any other club, and you share players, you buy into each other's what you are doing, is Valleys. And it's testament last year that they sort of got you through into the grand final there, a lot of reserve grade players.
Yeah, well, like I mentioned it last year, where I sucked a lot out of JB's squad last year.
He's a good coach. He's a good coach.
He's a good man. We've sort of we've focused on coaching together a lot in the pre-season, so we do a lot of work against each other. And so the ones that get called up, I've got faith that they know the game plan that we're going to go with, and they can go and get it done. So, mate, I think we've strengthened up in reserve grade and right down to C grade also. So we're feeding into all three sides.
Good stuff.
Yes, and not to mention your under-18s out of a wonderful start to the season. Now, Brett, thanks very much. We wish you all the best against your old foes tomorrow.
Yeah.
And have a good game.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers,
all right,
Brett.
talk to you soon. See ya.
Buddy. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, you're going out to that game,
Can't wait.
Neville.
Can't
I'm
wait,
a bit
Ovi.
jealous, mate. It's going to be
It's going
to be an absolute ripper, mate.
If Liz Mason's out there, tell her I'm getting 2 tickets for their 100th. I haven't bought one yet. She give me a bit of a serve through an email. So.
Well, we're calling at Waddles, I think, that time.
Yes.
We'll see if we can go to Waddles right now. Waddles are playing South. So, Brian Gilroy, we're sorry to catch you, mate. We're already live. We're short on time here with 9 minutes until kickoff. And how's it looking out at Waddles and South?
Mate, it's a beautiful night out here. Beautiful night for footy. The boys appreciate a bit cooler, but yeah, the grass. I reckon in the Oval's probably the best nick I've ever seen it in. So it's wonderful. South got away with the 18s. They put a few points on late, and then in reserve grade now it's 26-6 to Waddle. So playing for the Ra Trophy down here, so the A grade might settle that. Hey?
You don't know of any changes out there before?
Not that I know. I was just about to check that. They only just came up and got the team sheet. So. As far as I know, it's as programmed, but I'll find out for you, okay?
Yeah, how was a week in the life of a TRL chairman this week, Brian?
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, we had have our moments, and no, it's been good. I'm feeling pretty positive about the competition. I think there's some good games last weekend. And,
are you right? You're not going to die on us there, mate?
No, a bit of a cough going there. I'm just about to have some beef stroganoff out here, so that's the best place to be tonight, I think. So.
Yeah. Right out, Brian. Look, we're a bit short on time, so we'll get back to you at half-time. Thank you very much for backer-uppering again.
All right. The internet's not doing the best out here, so whether you get the updates or not, I'm not too sure. So cheers. Okay.
Right. Thanks a lot, Brian.
See you, mate.
And my last one is going to be Gary Lawrence. So Kelvin Hawke is back in the chair. Any late changes, Kelvin?
I haven't even checked yet, but I've had a look at Highfields, and they're as per the
Andrew, how are we?
Yeah, good, Gary. And you're out at Warwick Oakey. I think it's a very anticipated match here, especially with Mick Bloomfield's suspension through the week.
Yeah, look, it is. There's a lot of talk about that, and there's a lot of comparisons that I'm hearing today that they're comparing the King Hit from Q Cup, where he gets 3 weeks, and Mick Bloomfield shoulder charges and gets 4 weeks. But anyhow, that's rugby league, isn't it?
Okay, well, but we certainly know that they're not too happy about it. Let me ask you, if they're not too happy about it, Gary, what did they think was a fair result?
Well, I think that they would have, at best, said nothing, but at worst, probably 2 weeks. They're believing there was a direction change made by the player in front, and he was still trying to get to the ball, Bloomfield, and was doing it at a pace. So, so they do believe that should have been no case to answer to, and it was contact with shoulder rather than pushing someone out of the way as two people were in the line of ball.
Gary, it's Kelvin here, mate. I've long been an advocate that we should take into comparison the other leagues when we are dishing out penalties, because I think over the years, over the last couple of years, we've been pretty severe. I know we're trying to clean the game up, and it has cleaned up a lot, but I think in a lot of cases our judiciary is a little bit too severe.
Look, Kelvin, you're right on the money there, and I think for a number of years we've seen these, stereotypes. This is worth this is worth that. But at the end of the day, you've got to look at each individual case. I know they say they do, but when you look at the Q Cup situation that was pointed out to me, and I remember seeing it this week. It was a king hit, and he only got 4 weeks. And that's something we don't want in our game. We don't want king hitting. But as far as jostling for the ball when they've kicked through, when someone's kicked through and someone's at pace, it's disappointing. But at the end of the day, that's how our judiciary is ruled, and we've got to have people who stand up and do the jobs, I guess.
At the end of the day is a very, very good phrase, Gary, and everyone's got an opinion. But all I know is that the process was available to the actual clubs, and they went through the process and they had a chance, and away they go. So I did ask you, no changes that you know of in the two teams today?
Yeah, to Mark Tukey, the Oathie side, Dylan Adamson is out, still injured.
Yep.
And won't take the field. They're looking at the moment who they'll bring into the side.
Mm-hmm.
They're 1 to 16 as programmed will take the field at some stage, but they'll bring 2 players in for Dylan Adamson and Massey Collins-Wharton. His wife's due to have a baby, one of those ones that he can't play until she has the baby, so she's due any moment. So he's with her apparently at the hospital at the present time.
Oh, well, they're probably in the same situation as Hayden Lip.
Yes.
Mate,
he's been out for, I think he's a week or so over now, yeah.
Yeah, so...
who's taking Mick Bloomfield's place, Gary?
Yeah, so Mick Bloomfield out. Jared Bradfield will drop back from front row. And the new signing, Simona Vega.
Yep.
He comes into the starting side. Yep. He was on the bench as number 17 in the program, but he'll come into the starting side. I just saw him there. He's a mountain of a man, got tree trunk legs, thighs, calves, big, solid man. He played with Brimmel and Benny Sullivan down at North in Q Cup. So, mate, I'm quite interested to see him go around. So we're looking forward to seeing the clash of Rogers and those sort of guys from the Oathie side with this new player in the Warwick side.
All right, Gary, speak to you half-time.
Okay, look forward to it.
Nev Cherry, let's go through these sides, mate. What have you got there for Highfields?
Mate, Highfields is, we've got Campbell Stewart, number 1, Silday Kanda on the wing. He's only played league for a couple of years. He's a soccer player. On the other wing, we've got Aaron Hooper. In the centres for the Highfield side, we've got Trent O'Brien. He's new to the club. And Shawnee Hamill. 5'8", we've got Jeff Nielsen. We've got Sean Loxley coming into halfback. Danny Dean's in the front row with Darcy Morosky. Jakey George is the hooker. The second rowers are Lukey Nolan and Nathan Smith, and Sammy Byfield is the lock forward. Reserves, Corey Haywood's coming up from under 18s to play second A-grade game. Jacob Leach, Jacob Mowat and Josh Everett returns for the Highfields Eagles in number 17.
Okay, for the Gatton side, Jack Soderquist and Ben Istein. How do you pronounce that? Eckstein. They're out of the programmed sides there. And their side is Billy Jackwitz at fullback, Ty Gray and Jaden Williams on the wings. Phil Waters goes into the centres with Daniel Jennings. Looking forward to seeing him tonight. The halves are Luke Nolan, Tyson Mitchell. Front row, Scott Kubert, Tyrell McCulloch, Dominic Hawke. In the back row, Reece Titlow returns, as does Michael Froloff, and Shannon Hicks is at lock. On the bench, Alan Morris, Zach Stanfield, Mark Swan, Jason Boney. And I can tell you what, with Josh Everett returning, Kelvin and Neville, and then you've got Michael Froloff, Reece Titlow, this game is going to explode come kick-off, Neville.
Most definitely. You got Shannon Hicks in there too. So, like you said, it's going to be battle of the birds, Obi, but it's going to be battle of the forward packs too. And as we go through both forward pack, and even you bring Alan Morris in off the bench there, mate, they don't take a backward step, any of these guys, and both those forward packs.
Yeah, so look, it's you saw and heard in the background the full-time hooter for reserve grade and Highfields. An unusual score, 18 points to 0 here over Gatton, and in under 18 it was Highfields 26 defeated Gatton 12. Your take on this game, Kelvin?
I think the forward packs will be where it's decided. I think whoever gets on top in the forwards. But I haven't seen Highfields. You have seen Highfields. I saw Gatton last week. And if they play like they did last week, Highfields will give them windburn. I think they missed 95 tackles.
Wow.
So they're talking about the Broncos. They missed 56 the other night. Gatton double that. No, they've got to play better or they're in for a long night.
Yeah, look, it's going to be interesting. And I do believe, and I watched Highfields, they weren't very good last week. They had problems in the halves. And they've got Sean Loxley back, who they didn't have. And they did miss that halfback. Or that backs leader as well. So, beg your pardon, Barry? Oh, yeah, okay. And so...
Just for the Highfield side there, ABS.
Thanks,
little number 7 for the reserve grade.
Right now, and look, I think... Look, I really believe Gatton, if they're going to win it, Daniel Jennings has got to be on fire. Okay?
Yeah, he hasn't started the season all that well, Obi, I must say.
Yeah, exactly right.
He has been carrying, I will say too, he has been carrying an injury. He's had an ankle injury. He got hurt in the All-Stars game at the start of the season, and he's been carrying that injury for the last few weeks.
Okay, it's welcome to our Power TV viewers on Power TV Australia. Welcome to the match of the weekend for Power TV. Be replayed at 7 p.m. on Monday. Power TV, it's on www.powertvaustralia.com, and you'll see this new initiative as well. Nev, who are you looking forward and who's going to make the difference in each side if they win tonight?
Mate, Obi, I'll go back to last year, and this is the last I'll say about it. I'm just interested to see how the Highfield sides go as a whole unit. To see, like as we said, they went out very emotionally last year, and that's either going to make you bitter or make you better. And mate, I just want to see how they bounce back for that, and just I want to see Danny Dean, Jake George, there's Darcy Morosky, they've got big raps on him. So, but I'd just like to see how little Jake George around that ruck, how because he's taken over from a fairly experienced hooker there last year for the Eagles side. But so I want to see Jakey George step up and control the forward pack around. And then Tyrell McCulloch for the Gatton side, just he's got big raps on him. We know he can play, but just unfortunately it's just not delivering out on the park, and Tyrell can't do it all for himself. So these other forward pack in the Gatton side's got to step up and follow his lead.
Your love child Martin Baldo is the referee, Neville.
Mate, he's a good he's going to get the grand final, that young fella. I love the way that he referees. He's refereeing exactly in the last 5 minutes, exactly the same as the first 5 minutes, and mate, he doesn't take any lip from the players. But you get a nice open game from him. You lay around in that ruck, he'll penalise you every day of the week, and he's quite strong and authoritative, and I like that about him.
I cut in there. I called the game, first game of the season, Valleys and Brothers, and I just thought he was far too hard on the lying on. I don't care about the talking back of that, but I thought the lying on, he didn't give him a chance at all, in my opinion.
And we can see that
you didn't let Nev come back.
Oh no, and that's fine. But I think as the season goes on, I like how he referees, and I like players are going to get fitter. We're going to get nice open games, and at the end of the day, it's not up to the referee to get off the players. The players have got to get off the players, and
but
that's what we pay $8 for.
But referees have different styles, and one thing I think is Baldo, I think it'll suit Gatton more than Highfields, because Highfields like laying in the ruck here, all right, and he has nothing of that. What do you think, Kelvin? Have a big comeback then now, Kelvin.
No, I don't know who it's going to suit, but
it's going to suit the Eagles, I'm telling you.
You just said it was going to suit the Hawks.
I'm going to suit the Hawks, sorry, mate, yeah.
I don't know who it'll suit, but I just thought the other day against Valley's brother, he was just too strict on it.
And Michael Froloff is leading out the Gatton Hawks, and Connor Nolan is leading out his Eagles in a battle of the birds, and there'll be feathers everywhere, Kelvin, but The field looks wonderful from our vantage point. Kelvin.
Yes, I'm just listening to Nev in there. They're just talking about the halfback. Who's the halfback, Nev? Have they got a different halfback in there?
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yep. Got a scoop, Obi. Got a scoop.
Yeah, got a scoop.
Number 7 for the Highfields Eagles is Jacob Teven, son of State of Origin hooker Craig Teven.
So where's that take Shawnee Loxley, mate?
Mate, I don't know, actually. I was just looking for him.
He mustn't be in the side then because they've named the others, haven't they? Jacob Teven.
Jacob Teven.
When I was actually warming
Anyway, here's kick-off.
When they were warming up, I didn't actually see the number 7.
Hawks are running towards the canteen. Highfields get the ball. They're running away from the canteen, and they're on their 10-metre line, Kelvin.
Okay, I've got to find them, Abe.
Yeah, all right.
And Wade goes from Kander this time, and he gives it on this time to with Smith. Is it Morosky up the middle?
Yep.
He's held on to, and Jake George will be there. Jake George is there at dummy half, and out it comes this time. It goes to Belfield, and he's lost the ball. It's loose on the ground. So the first mistake of the game comes up very quickly, and it put Gatton right on the attack from the first minute, Nev.
Yeah, you can't hear us, Nev?
I can hear you, Abe. I can't hear Kelvin.
Okay, mate. I'll just see if I can get that going, mate. How's that a bit better? Anyway, that was not a good start there, Kelvin. Nev?
Nah, Sammy Byfeld come up with a mistake there, and he's usually one of the most consistent players. Just a little bit of rust there for Sammy Byfeld there. So we'll see how the Gatton Hawks go with the ball.
In it goes, and it's taken out at the base of the scrum there. Now it goes on to Jennings, and Jennings has a run and runs to within 22 metres of the Highfields line. In their dummy half is McCulloch in the headgear. He gives it away to Tilo, and Tilo it is put down just about 20 metres out from the Highfields line. Good defence there that time. Away it comes across field to Swan. Is it Swan running with it? Hicks, sorry. I don't even think Swanee's out there, is he? Swan now away there at dummy half goes McCulloch, and he gives it on to Hawke, and Hawke is going to be pulled down 10 metres out from the Highfields line. He gets up to play it. Across field it comes now, and away out wide it goes, and here's a good ball away there to Froloff towards the line, and has he scored Froloff? I think he has, Obi. He's in to score the first try, and that was pretty soft.
He certainly has, and it was very soft, and their forward pack just wanted the ball, and what a great pass. I think it was from Tyson Mitchell to a rampaging captain, Michael Froloff, and he scores 10 metres to the left of the upright Neville.
Mate, if you're going to be the captain of the side and you lead by example, and that was a brilliant run there from Mickey Froloff. He just hit the ball 100 mile an hour. They weren't going to stop him 10 metres out. It was a wonderful play there, and a good little halfback there, that Tyson Mitchell. He threw a wonderful ball out the back.
Yeah, it was a great run from Froloff, though, wasn't it?
It was a great run. Oh, a good line, I suppose, is the go, Kelvin. So that makes it 4 points to 0 after that Toowoomba Sports Club try. Let's take us through this Goodyear Gold, Neville.
Mate, we've got Lukey Nolan kicking over there on the far side. He's about 10 metres out on the left-hand goalpost. He comes in, strikes it nicely. It's on its way. It's high, and he's pumped it right over the black dot there, Obi. 6-0 to the Gatton Hawks.
2.5 minutes, and a sort of wake up. Here we are after a third tackle fumble by the Eagles. The Hawks have taken full advantage, Kelvin.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at Shawnee Hamill as he runs back. Geez, he's heavily strapped, isn't he, that knee?
Yep.
Here's the restart now coming up. And it's Jeff Nielsen who's going to drive it downfield. It's carrying right back down to the Gatton line. And it's taken back there by Jack Whitson. Now it comes on to Cubitt. Cubitt comes up towards George, and George has him, and he holds on to him with the help of a couple of other defenders in there, one of which was Belfield. McCulloch is a dummy half, and he sends it out this time, and away it goes there to running hard with it. I just can't pick him up, Obe.
11.
It was Tilo.
Tilo, yep.
Now it's with Hawke, and Hawke runs 25 metres out from his own line. Across it goes there now from Nolan. He gives a pass back away, and another good run coming up here, this time from Hicks. He gets up to the ball.
Impressive.
Back to Nolan.
Nolan puts in the first kick of the match. It's going back there towards Stewart, is it? Tries to stop it, but it gets past his foot. Now he has it on his own line, and he starts the run. He's caught there, though. Oh. Caught by Ty Gray, and Ty Gray, with the help there of Hicks, put him down.
Great chase there, Neville.
Mate, certainly was. It's a great start from the Gatton Hawks. Good set of 6-2.
Here goes Hooper. Hooper, though, he's going to be wrapped up, but he gets up and starts to go again. It was the wing three-quarter there. Now the ball turned, it was just about into touch, but they end up with it. Pretty lucky there, Highfields, but across it comes now, and it's Kander with it, and Kander is going to be held on to 10 metres out from his own line. So the Gatton defence is okay at the moment, and the ball comes across. Out it goes this time to Morosky, and Morosky's big fella, and he gets towards the quarter line before he's held on to.
She's gone up a level now, Obi.
Yes, it has.
Now here's the kick coming from Nielsen. It's not a real good one. In fact, it's a shocker. He's trying to knock Nev Cherry down.
Well, I thought it's the first kick that I've seen in general play, Neville, that has actually gone out before the halfway line.
Mate, he only made 10 metres from that kick, but that getting back to the Gatton Hawks, wonderful pressure for their up on Jeff Nielsen before he could get the kick away, and mate, they're full of energy, the Gatton Hawks here tonight.
Yes, after 5 minutes, it's Gatton 6, the Eagles 0. We've kicked off at 6 o'clock. The other two games, Warwick and Oakey, and Wattles and South, kick off at 6:30. Well, Calvin.
Yes, it's Mitchell who's going to feed this scrum for the Hawks, and it's taken out at the base of the scrum, and it goes to Jackwitz, and Jackwitz gets about 12 metres into Highfields territory. He's one of the guys who has gone well for the Hawks in the first couple of weeks of the competition. Now it's Daniel Jennings. Jennings is 20 metres into Highfields territory. McCulloch at dummy half. Dummies goes on his own and finds some good ground too. Gets into the quarter. He's only 15 metres out where he'll be called on to play the ball. Now the ball this time comes across out there to Mitchell. Mitchell with a strong run. He's only 5 metres out. McCulloch is the dummy half. McCulloch, he sends it out this time, and away it goes out there to Nolan. Nolan cuts back the other way, still going. Now he'll be held on to. He's still about 8 metres out from that Highfields line. Into dummy half again was McCulloch, and he gave it away to Mitchell. Puts in a little kick. Taken though, and taken nicely there.
By Hooper.
Hooper it is, and Hooper, the redhead, he gets it about 8 metres out from his own line before he's met by the Hawk defence, but held on too long.
Here we go.
Here we go.
First
penalty up there. He doesn't like it, Martin Bolo, at all. And I'm sure he tells the players before they come out onto the field not to lay around there in the ruck.
Yeah, first penalty of the match. Going to Highfields, Kelvin.
Yes, and here's the tap free right in front of us, was taken by Hamill, and then it comes away to Nielsen, and Nielsen gives it on to Belfield, and Belfield it is pulled down 10 metres short of the halfway line. In there at dummy half was George this time. Out it goes from Morosky, and over in the middle of the field there, it's Smith who's held on to. Into dummy half will be Jake George this time, waiting for it. George, he sends it across field, and it comes away from Teven to, is it Nolan right out over there on that side? He gets up to play it, the big tall second rower. Now Highfields take it in about 10 metres nearly into Gatton territory. In fact, though, they're going to be forced back a couple of metres in some good defence there from the Hawks.
Big defence. Michael Freiloff.
Now the ball comes away, and it comes out here to Nielsen. Nielsen looking to send a looping one out to Hamill. He does so. Let's see how Hamill goes. He looks all right. He should have probably gave it away to Hooper, but he takes the tackle on his own. He gets up to play it. Stewart at dummy half, runs the blind side. He puts in a kick. It's going back towards Jackwitz. He fumbles at Jackwitz, runs back out after it. He's in the in goal. I don't know if he'll get out of there. He's running right across field. Still going. He does get out of there. He gets 8 or 10 metres out from his line. That was good work from the initial fumble.
Yeah, what a passage of play. Sean Hamill with Aaron Hooper in there. Clear, Neville, and what great work by Jackwitz.
Certainly was. If he had given him the ball there, Hooper would have been in for his first try of the year.
Yes, I think...
No, he scored last week.
Oh, did he?
This is round 3.
not for Highfields. This is only their second game.
Yeah.
Oh, great break here from McCulloch out of dummy half. He's doing some damage early. It was Danny Dean who fell off him. Now it comes to Mitchell, and Mitchell going to kick over towards the wing. It's taken over there by the fullback in Stewart, and Stewart starts to run right across field. Now he sends it away. Sends it out there to Kander. Kander, he gets about 25 metres out from his own line before he's met by the Gatton defence. In there to dummy half will be Belfield, is it? He sends it away. Sends it long across field now. And it's with Hamill. Hamill goes up the middle.
Yeah, Kelvin, this happened last week. Yes, that was a high tackle. But I can't help but think that last week you could see just one or two of them wanting to get that ruck away, and the forwards were just milling and having a bit of a party in the middle there, weren't they, Neville?
Mate, they certainly were, Obi. It's a wonderful game here. I think Dominic Hawke, you might hear a little bit more about that. Geez, he cracked him one then. So, and right in front of the camera too, which isn't a good look. So, but anyway, maybe we get the penalty to the Highfields Eagles here, and Mate, just both forward packs are certainly softening each other out, but I noticed Highfields are the first ones to start throwing the ball wide. Here we go. Martin Borlow's coming over to...
Yeah. He's going to put it on report. Ian McGill over here, but does he do that?
Let's have a bit of a chat, and then Martin walks away.
I didn't see it. I was looking
Yeah,
at
well, yeah, he didn't miss it.
ball.
Didn't miss him, Dad. But I think he was falling down in the tackle. Neville, who was coming down, wasn't he?
Mate, yeah, he was coming down, and he just... But to Shawnee Hamill's credit, he's up, back on his feet, ready to play on. Certainly, yeah.
I still say his knee's not the best, to me.
Is that Shawnee Hamill?
Hamill.
He played all right last week, but
Did he have that
certainly
kind of
gazed.
bandage on?
Yeah, but nice kick there, Neville.
That's a bit better than the last kick they had.
Yeah, sure is.
Now George takes the tap free, and out it goes to Nielsen, and Nielsen given on a Belfield, and Belfield it is who gets just over the halfway line before he's called to play it. George waits for it, and George gave it out there this time to Morosky. Morosky met by the defence. In there was Hawke, and also over the top that time with the tackle would have been Froloff. Now, out it goes, out the other side, the far side. It went from Teven. Across it goes to Nolan, and Nolan banged to ground. Across she goes again. Now they come back the other way through Nielsen, and Nielsen gave it away to Danny Dean, and now a long pass to Hooper. Has to wait for it, but he's got a bit of room to move. Away he goes. He beats the wing three-quarter there, and Williams easily, but Williams chases up, and with the help of a couple other Gatton defenders there, they put him on the ground. But they're right on the attack here now, Highfields. The ball comes away from Nielsen. Away it goes out there. This time, Morosky. He gets a pass away, but it's loose on the ground. What's the referee said? It's gone backward. It's with Nielsen. He's going to be caught there by Hawke and wrapped up. Also, one of the tackle was Tilo this time. Now he's giving a penalty.
What was that for?
Am I trying to reach the ball
Trying to
away?
reach the ball out when there's two players in the tackle.
But I'll give Gatton some credit here. They're certainly very tough in the middle there, Obi. It's certainly very stiff.
I want to go back to that later on. Now, right in front of the post, though, are the Highfields Eagles, and they're about 10 metres out. Waiting for it is George. He gives it away out there this time to Morosky towards the line. He's awfully close. He gets up and plays it. George, he gave it away out there to Belfield towards the line. He's under the post. He should score at the Toowoomba Sports Club try. He will.
I think that's just on the weight of possession there. They've had the ball, two lots of tackles from penalties, and then just too much tackling. But to the Gatton's credit, they're hanging in tough there.
I want to ask you a question. Did he lose the ball when they were reefing at it?
No, he didn't.
How can he penalise him?
Yes, very, very good thing as well. But but then again, he was on the other side. They had his back against us.
1,000 blokes can reef at a ball. If they don't take it off him, it's no penalty.
Yeah, sure, right. But anyway, look, it was all Eagles at that time. The Toowoomba Sports Club tried to Sammy Belfield. He had a great game last week. And he's started off well. And Darcy Morosky, how's his work rate? Neville, as you take us through this good year goal.
Absolutely huge, Obi. That Morosky in the middle there, I reckon he's taken 6 hit-ups there. He attracts 2 defenders every time he runs the ball, and he's certainly a real player to watch within our competition. So, we have the ex-soccer player, Sildy Kander. He's going to take his kick for goal right in front, and he's a smooth operator, this guy. He can pump goals all over, especially watching him in reserve grade the last couple of years. He only takes 3 steps back, Obi, but he's just full of confidence. He gets himself into the zone, talks to the ball, talks to himself, just moves in, just a real nice smooth action and pumps it straight over the black dot. 6 all over here.
Yeah, after 12 minutes in this Toowoomba Sports Club match of the day, it is 6 all with the Battle of the Birds. There's only a feather in it, and it's 6
Oh, Obi, you are on fire.
I am fine there as well. So it is Gatton to restart there. Look, I think Highfields are really keeping it on this side with Aaron Hooper against the young Williams, but we'll see how that goes, Kelvin.
Yes, what have we got going there? Look at the clock. Is it 12 or 13 minutes gone? So she's been an entertaining game so far. Plenty of ball movement. Away it goes there this time, and running hard with again was Morosky again. Is it taking that ball up? He gets up to play it right on the quarter line, and away it goes now to Smith, is it? Or is that Morosky? It's a loose old pass away anyway, and it's picked up by Belfield, and he's going to have a run up the middle. He gets 30 metres out from his own line where he's claimed. Now, away the far side they go again, and this is Smith. Smith working up. He's 10 from the halfway before he's met there by the Hawks defence.
Smith looks really fit this year too. He's been training really hard.
Now from George it comes away to Nielsen. Nielsen turns it back the other way to Dean. He's gone straight through them. Danny Dean looking for support. Still going. Now the ball comes away. It's loose on the ground though. What's the referee blowing the whistle for this
before
time?
he got the ball.
Tackle before the ball, and that is the 5th penalty. The penalties are 5-0 to Highfields at the moment. So
that's what I don't like about this guy, mate. They're trying to cut penalties out in the NRL, and we're blowing bang, 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 bang.
All right, move on.
This is Danny Dean. Dean met there. Met by Hawke and also that time Tilo. Now the ball comes away out here to Belfield. He's been good so far, fellas. He's pulled down only about 15 metres out from the line. Getting up to play it, and away it goes to George, and George to Nielsen, and Nielsen gives it away out wide it goes. Here's a chance. This is Stewart, is it? Towards the line.
Just lost his balance a bit there,
Yeah,
otherwise
I thought
they're
he was in. There's still a chance out wide here. They're working towards the line, right over the far side from us. O'Brien, it is the centre three-quarter who's put down. He's only a metre or so from the line. Right, we go away this time, and it comes away to Morosky. Pushes out of the first. He's caught there this time by Jennings, is he? He's still wrestling with him, though, but now he's put the ground. Final tackle's on its way.
Big sweep.
Now the ball comes away to Teven. Teven sends it away out there for Nielsen to kick. He's kicking towards Hooper's wing. Here's a chance too. Has he lost the ball?
No, it's come off his chest. It was there for the taking, wasn't it, Neville?
Mate, it certainly was. It would have been a wonderful try, Obi. He put his hand up. He'd been calling it for the last 2 tackles. Teven threw a wonderful ball, and Jeff Nielsen put a little chip over into the corner. Pinpoint accuracy, but it just bounced off his shoulder before he caught it.
Yeah, look, and you were right there, Neville, and it was just a real sitter, wasn't it?
It certainly, he was putting it down before he caught it.
And they've had all the possession. They've finished 7 sets of 6, finishing 5 out of 7. And Gatton only 3 out of 3 at this stage in the game after 15 minutes. It's 6-all.
And that's been the change, hasn't it? Like Highfields have been on top because they've had all the ball in the last. Oh, there's a high tackle.
Oh, yes, that's a bit high on young Williams by Morosky. Neville, what do you see there?
Yeah, it was just accidentally. Just run into it. Morosky's fairly tall, and the little winger over here from Williams, he'd run at 100 mile an hour into him, and just accidental high tackle.
Yeah, kind of like Williams. I know he's small. He looked to be running very upright there, didn't he? He got hit. Anyway, the tap free will be taken 10 metres into Highfields territory, and it looks like it's going to be Jennings who taps it and dummies and goes on his own. Daniel Jennings, strong run too. He gets 30 metres out from the Highfields line before he's claimed there by Nielsen. Now the ball comes away for Mitchell, and Mitchell gave it away. Is that
Jason Boney?
Jason Boney just come onto the field.
Yep.
So I don't know who he's replaced, but the replacement made fairly early in the game. Now away from McCulloch, it goes away to Mitchell, and Mitchell gave it out wide there to Nolan, and Nolan to Jackwitz, and Jackwitz gives it away out there.
It's
Still
a tie
loose on the ground.
tie Gray, but it did go loose, and I think it was Phil Waters did
was
leave it
who dropped
behind
it,
there,
yeah.
but look, they're chancing their arm, Gatton, and they do look very good. They're running onto the ball, Neville.
Mate, they certainly are. They have wonderful structure when they get some ball, Obi, and mate, they're certainly dangerous down that left-hand edge down there, and if they can hang on to the ball, they can certainly compete with Highfields.
Well, I worked out that was the first time, their first mistake. They completed all their 3 sets. That was their 4th, and they're on the 20-metre line with Eagles feed here, Kelvin, for the S&K drilling scrum.
Yes, in it goes, and out it comes Highfield's way, and it's with Nielsen, and Nielsen's about 23 metres out from his own line. And there it's now, that, in my opinion, Obi, is not long enough.
What do you think, Neville?
Mate, the players have got to get out of there, Obi. Simple as that. You can't lay around in the ruck, and it's not like it's just coming out of the blue. He'll penalise you every day of the week for it.
And he's had about 4 already, sort of like, it's not as if it's consistent, you see, so... Yep, got to roll out of it, Kelvin. But surely they've got to be awake. They've got to be awake to it, Kelvin.
Anyway, they've kicked for goal, got a penalty, kick for touch on that far side over there, Obi. And
didn't
to the credit to the Gatton side, on the winger over there, young Ty Gray, looks like he's hit the ball before it's gone out, and it's a scrum.
That'll be a scrum.
Anyway, some updates. Both the Mustang sides have lost down at North Devils, the under-18s 38-14, and the under-20s 22-10. Kelvin?
And it's Highfields with the ball after that scrum win. Getting up to play it was Nielsen. Now, they run right up the middle again. All the ball they've had Highfields in the last few minutes, and this is Nielsen again out of dummy half. He's going to pull down only about 25 metres out from his line. Gets up to play it now. George. Now it goes to Morosky. Morosky met there by Jennings one-on-one.
Well, that was a bit tough, I thought.
Oh,
That was
gee.
one-on-one. The initial contact was one-on-one.
Oh, can I see a replay, Hope?
We could if we can get that on there. You got that, Barry? Here we go. Here's the replay. No, it's not a try.
That's a
We'll just-
try,
That's
Hope.
a try, but we'll see if we can get that back in a moment. Anyway, back to the
I've got to
footy.
watch the game.
I'll
Hope
see
he's
the
going to watch
replay.
it. Now the ball comes out, goes away this time to Teven. Teven sends it away out there to Stewart. And the Stewart was going to be obstructing, so he had to stop. Now he goes again. Gets the ball out there.
And we've got to play. It's a penalty-a-thon at the moment. And
That's what I say.
not being
Far
square.
too many penalties. No, the penalty I think was, what did he rule there, Nev? Was it for the
Got a
obstruction?
call from the touch judge. It was a Shepherd.
Yeah, but I thought he stopped, but I don't know.
Yep.
How many penalties, Hope? A lot of them.
9 already. 7-2.
Anyway, we've got
to
wonderful
Highfields.
referees in the competition. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, 6-all it is. 20 minutes into this game for the Battle of the Birds. The Eagles
Battle
versus Gatton.
of the Birds. Now the ball goes away there to Nolan, and Nolan gave it on to Hicks. Hicks pops it out,
Good
pops it out
offload.
this time to Tyrell McCulloch, and McCulloch starts to run. Now another penalty. This time, what's this one for? Up inside the 10, is it?
No, head high that time.
Head high.
Morosky again. It's the second time. He's getting
He's
called
calling
out.
out the player. And he's already had a warning he has from another earlier penalty, hasn't he, Neville?
Yeah, he certainly was. That's the second time. Head high.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, he's got the penalty. It's on about the 45-metre line inside the Eagles' territory. We'll see what Gatton can do here, Kelvin.
Yes, they're going to find touch right on the quarterway by the look of it. Just about on that quarterway as well. They'll have the tap free. And there it is, taken there.
Phil Waters?
Waters, yes. Waters last week in the second row, this week out in the centres, and he's held on to. McCulloch is a dummy half, and he gives it away to Froloff, running straight at them. Froloff
That's a
missed
good
by
run.
the first tackle. He's only 10 metres out. He started the game on fire. Now McCulloch again. He gave it away this time towards, is it
Boney?
Boney, Jason Boney.
Boney put to ground. I think it must be Cuban who's left the field. Hasn't called him for a while. Now the ball goes out wide this time to Mitchell. Mitchell gave it away to Jackwitz into the line. Looking to get it away. Does so to Jennings towards the try line, and Jennings is in. Jennings is in to score a Toowoomba Sports Club try. It didn't look all that pretty, Nev, but they went in and scored.
Mate, Jackwitz come around for a block play and done it brilliantly. And Hamill sprinted up to try and tackle him and take him out of the play, but slipped off the tackle and then give it to Jennings. And Jennings 10 metres out. You're not going to stop him. Very
Jackwitz
strong.
here in the replay
It's great
here,
work from
Kelvin. He
Jackwitz.
beats one, beats two, and he just found Jennings.
And you're not going to stop Jennings that close to the line.
And that's his first try for 2019, Neville.
Mate, certainly is, and he's going to score plenty more throughout the year. He's a very powerful runner, and 10 metres, 15 metres out, it's just so hard to stop. I've been watching Tyson Mitchell a little bit too for the Gatton Hawks, and he's the guy that's directing all the play, and he's an ex-Highfields player, but he throws a lovely pass, and he's got all the time in the world. Another one of these players in our competition very rarely ever gets tackled.
I was going to say, Nevy's probably in for looking for a big one tonight against his old club.
Mate, most definitely is, I'd say. Well, he's an A-grader through and through, but for some reason or other, he's just been playing reserve grade the last few years.
Toowoomba Sports Club try by Daniel Jennings. Great work, lead-up work there by Billy Jackwitz, and some good rucks there with Froloff and Waters. Here's a good year goal there, Neville.
Froloff's been great, I reckon.
1 metre in from touch.
Yep.
He's on the right-hand side of the field. He comes back, just slides in, gives it a big pump. Looks like it's going to go across the face of the goal. Yep, missed it.
What have we got rolling in, Nev? Some smoke.
Smoke over that other side. They're barbecue out here.
No, that's what's coming out of Gus's ears there, mate, across the other side there. So it is 10-6 after 23 minutes in this Toowoomba Sports Club match of the day. Gatton in front of Highfields. Back to you, Kelvin.
Yes, we just about got the restart coming up from Highfields here now. We're waiting for
the announcer just
Jeff
saying
Nielsen.
At the replay of this match, 7 p.m. Monday on www.powertvaustralia.com.
Here's the kick-off now. Carrying right back down to the goal line there, but it's taken nicely. Now comes away here to, who is it, Abe? I can't pick up who's got the ball.
Boney, I think.
No. It was Stanfield that time.
That's right.
So they must have made another change because he started off the bench, so Stanfield on. Now the ball comes out here this time.
To Hicks.
And it's Hicks who's put down. And now
And
another
the
penalty. Well,
He's very aggressive, but that's the third penalty he's given away. He's just going to have to control that aggression a little bit. Gus will be fuming about that, giving away silly penalties like that, especially on the back of a try just before from the Gatton Hawks.
that penalty again was
again,
for holding down, was it again?
Here's Froloff.
Froloff into the meat of the Highfields defence there. He's met about 25 metres out. Now it goes away to, is it Hicks again, was it?
Yes, it is,
Yes, a good run from Hicks. He's pulled down 15 metres out. McCulloch waits for the dummy half. He gets it away out there to Nolan, and Nolan gives it there to Boney up the middle. Goes Boney, pops a nice ball away, but it's gone a long way out over the sideline. Couldn't take it, and it's into touch, and that's a blown opportunity for the Hawks. I think that was about the second tackle that it races into touch.
Look,
and
yeah, certainly right idea there, Kelvin, and the experience of Jason Boney looking for that offload there. Very, very good. His first game for Gatton this year.
If Michael Froloff could have that time back again, if he had just taken a little bit more time to pump the ball, they would have been scoring in the far corner over there.
S&K drilling scrum feed for Highfields, Kelvin.
Yes, Kander takes it away, and now it's with Nielsen, and Nielsen runs out of the dummy half on his own. He's pulled down 30 metres out from his own line. Now it comes across from O'Brien this time, is it? And Highfields have it, coming up within 10 of the halfway line now. O'Brien sends it away again from Morosky. Morosky runs up the middle and they're right in centre field and 5 metres from the halfway line where he's met by the Gatton defence. He gets up very slowly this time to play the ball. He's down, in fact, and now the ball comes to Teven, and Teven gives it away, but there's a good bit of defence over there. I'm not sure who immediately got the ball that time. Nolan was wrapped up. Here's a kick coming this time, going back towards Jackwoods. Jackwoods takes it over there with no one in sight, so he starts the run. Runs up to the defence, nearly gets out of the tackle, tripped up though, and now he's put down, and another penalty, is it? No, stop play this time for an injury, is it, the injury?
Yeah, it is. It's
Who?
Billy
Yeah, it's
Jackwoods.
Morosky down.
No, Morosky back.
That last time he took.
Yeah, well, he did go down. I said I thought he hurt himself, and he's still on the ground, Morosky. And Jackwoods down, but he's okay, Obe, I think.
Yeah, that's right. 6 from 8 Highfields, 5 from 6 Gatton. Penalties are 7-4. 16th, 26th minute. It is 10 points to 6. Gatton over Eagles in the Battle of the Birds. Neville?
Mate, the more that Highfields play Gatton in the middle there, over there, playing right into Gatton's hands. As we go back, Highfields looked best when they were starting to spread it wide and try to go down the edges, but they're Gatton are sucking them into that battle in the middle, and because the Gatton forwards are very taking the sting out of these Highfields guys and the forwards.
They did look really good, Nev, when they were coming down your side there, down Hooper's side, didn't they? But they haven't come this way for a while.
No, they haven't. It's just to the credit to the Gatton Hawks, it's just that they're dominating them through the middle there, so they just haven't had a chance to get any width in their play. Morosky's going off over that far side.
I don't know. Can you just watch who comes on for me, mate, if you get a chance? Are we waiting for Morosky to get off the field before we restart? Fellas, what time we got left? This
14 minutes until
14
half
minutes,
time.
yeah.
Toowoomba match of the day. Toowoomba Sports Club, sorry.
Now,
Danny Dean's come back on for him.
Dean's back. There's a penalty.
TLO.
Oh, he's not. Oh, gee, there's 2 in the tackle there. He's reached it out, I thought. But no, well, I might be seeing things. But
Yeah, you're right there, Kelvin. I thought there was 2 in the tackle there, so a bit hard done by. What's your take on it, Neville?
Mate, yeah, I think they're a little bit hard done by. They could have went either way. It's just a 50-50 call.
But still, you've got to hang on to the ball. CNR Concreting Coach Killer, S&K Drilling Scrum, Eagles feed
You
on
keep
there for
calling,
40
Obi.
minutes. Yes, as they come through. You're right, Kelvin.
yeah, mate, I'm getting back there now. And Highfields have it about 8 metres into. Now, that's laying on more than they've laid on all night, and they doesn't get the penalty. And that's probably one that was deserved, I thought. Now it's Belfield over there. And he's banged down.
Gee, Froloff is on fire tonight. He's just
Mate, he's
rammed
having a
into
blinder.
that tackle at the present time. Here's Eagles, Kelvin.
Yes, Steven sends it away outside for Nielsen. Nielsen gives a pass away out there for Mowat. Is it on the field now?
Yes.
Now the ball comes away to Nielsen again. He's put in a little kick. I can't see.
Oh,
Hooper's picked it
wow.
up. See what happened there.
Yeah, Kill Neville, I'll tell you what happened there, Neville.
Mate, Billy Jackwitz, he had it covered. He come in to scoop it up, pull it, and Aaron Hooper was right on the spot to dive over into the corner over here.
You mean swoop like an
Swoop,
eagle?
yeah, swoop dive. I was working working it hard. So.
Yeah, you were, mate. Aaron Hooper scores for the Eagles. Have a look at this on the replay
Yeah, I
of
might see the replay.
Toowoomba from Power TV Australia. Nielsen puts a nice little kick on there. And look, Jackwitz has got this covered and he just misses it cold. And then, thank you very much, says Aaron Hooper, and he brings it round a couple of more metres in closer to the post to make it 10-all after that Toowoomba Sports Club try after 28 minutes, Neville.
Mate, it's a wonderful game, Obi, and as we touched on there before, as soon as they start going down those far edges, just with the skill of Jeff Nielsen in there with his kicking game and his passing game, it stretches Gatton right on the edges, and I think he just, Sildo Kendo was going to take the kick about 10 metres in, but Martin Borlow's called him back out to the metre from the touchline.
Do they do that in the soccer, Nev? Do they get frees in a bit, do they?
No, I think so. I think so. Mate, he'll kick this, I reckon. He's just, as he comes back, and as I was saying before, he's a real smooth operator, this fella. He's comes from a soccer background, and he just got a real smooth action about him. And he's come back, he's lined up, he's talking to himself. He takes in a deep breath, gives Mum a bit of a wave, gets into the zone, talks to himself, takes a step back, lumbers in, gives it a nice strike. It's nice and low, it's going long, and he's got it right from the sideline. What a wonderful kick. I told you this guy could kick goals, Obi.
And I tell you what, a Goodyear goal there, and it looked like a Manchester United kick, didn't it, Neville?
Mate, he can kick, this guy. I
He
watched
sure
him
did.
all last year.
And
unfortunately, he got a bit of a collarbone injury in the second half of the year, and they really missed him in the semis, but he can kick goals from anywhere on the field and just does it so effortlessly.
And an important kick. It puts Highfields in front, 12 points to 10. That's wrong on our scoreboard there.
Which Gatton probably deserved to be in front, in all honesty, I think. I think they've been the most committed and high energy, and just, unfortunately, they're not on the scoreboard.
There's the ball kicked off by
12-10
Mitchell
Highfields.
this time, and it carries right back down. And it's Connor Nolan with it, and Nolan gets to the quarterway before he's called to play it. Now across from Sullivan it goes, this time to Dean.
Josh Everett.
Is it Everett on there now? Is it Everett's got the ball? In there at dummy half will be O'Brien. O'Brien sends it away, out wide it comes. Can't pick up who's got it, but it's a good run and then a good tackle. No, very hard over that far side to see. Now it comes across field. It's going right across here from Nielsen, and Nielsen gave it away to Stewart, who's left it behind. He's knocked it on, so this will give Gatton an opportunity.
Yeah, a real CNR concreting coach killer there, and it was evident in Highfield's game last week against Wattles in these uncharacteristic 2019 mistakes by Highfields, a former, whereas 2018 are a lot better, Neville.
Probably both
they
sides.
Certainly were. They're just breaking down on the fundamentals, Avi. Like we would expect the Highfields Eagles, just their skill level to catch that ball every day of the week. And, mate, they've put a lot of pressure on themselves because they've given the Gatton Hawks the ideal position to go into half-time, 10 minutes from half-time to get another scoring opportunity.
A lot of new players in the side, though, fellas, isn't there? Like, it takes a while to click.
Well, not only that, but there's players that were there last year that are in different positions. Here's Gatton, Kelvin.
Yes, and it's Jennings having a run. Jennings pulled down 25 metres out. McCulloch waits for it. McCulloch, a bit of a mix-up there, and McCulloch has to take the ball, and he gets 18 metres.
Connor, look out. Yeah, I think Connor Nolan went into that tackle there, and I think Sammy Byfeld belted someone, and he mightn't have belted the Gatton player. I think he's belted his own player, just a bit of friendly fire, and it's just cracked him one, and he's tried to get back up onto his feet and stumbled. And it's not a real good look. He's going to have to go to the bin.
Who is it?
Connor Nolan. Yeah, he's not in a good way.
Right.
Jason Clark, the trainer for the Highfields Eagles, just taking him out the back behind the post there.
Yeah, something's happened there.
I didn't know. I missed it. I didn't see it at all. Now
You can't do that.
There was a bit of a mix-up there in the Hawks' run, though. They had two guys just about overrun the ball from McCulloch, and McCulloch had to take it himself.
Anyway, the rest might do Gatton the world of good. It's 2 on tackle 2, is it?
Yes.
15 metres out from Highfield's line. It's
they took him off the field now, have they? They've taken him off.
He's taking him out the back there. I think he's at days. He thought he was right. He just went and run himself back into the line. He wasn't going off, and then the Highfields trainers demanded he get off the field.
Anyway, he's not too happy, Connor Nolan. Anyway, here's the play of the ball, Kelvin.
Yes, it'll be Stanfield waiting at dummy half because the normal dummy half is McCulloch and he's playing it. Now it's loose on the ground. the normal dummy half, as I said, was playing, and that was a loose old pass there. But Froloff, I think it was, he picked it up, and he's going to be held on to. Only 10 metres out from the line now.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
A penalty? A penalty?
Crowding in the ruck there.
Penalties 7-5 to Highfields after being 7-1 at one stage for Highfields. Here's Gatton Kelvin.
Yes, it's Hicks straight up the middle, charging at the defence. He's only a couple metres out from the line, so now he's lost the ball, and that blows it on the zero tackle. A terrible mistake.
It is a mistake, like Shannon Hicks can argue all he likes here, but you have to hang on to the ball, Neville.
Mate, you certainly do. He's played wonderful, Shannon Hicks. He's been really aggressive in the middle there, and I think he's just under the pump to try and get a quick play the ball to give him the advantage in attack there, and he's just overcooked it and dropped it.
And the worst part about it is a really good opportunity for the Hawks.
It was
very close.
Zero tackle.
It certainly was, because they'd already been down there for 1 or 2 sets of 6. Anyway, we've got an S&K drilling scrum. There's 10 minutes here because Shannon Hicks...
He's just giving him 10 minutes, I think.
He's giving him 10 minutes because Shannon Hicks has given back. And they're given the penalty for lip.
Silly. Like, we're playing A grade. We're not playing under 10s.
Look, these things happen. You've got to get over it. But anyway, look, he's led his team down there. Michael Froloff still speaking to Martin Beldo. And he has marched him 10 metres. Oh, no, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
No, he
didn't.
He
just went back onto the 10 metres.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, take that, boys.
So they're going from on a zero tackle right on the attack. They've let Highfields now have a real go at them. This is Smith, was it, who had a run?
Everett.
Sorry.
If they score next, Eagles, we'll go back to that incident, Kelvin.
What's happened here? He's lost the ball, has he? So she's getting a little bit scrappy here just at the moment.
Yeah, so a bit of...
Martin Baldo's right on the spot there. He's having a great game.
And look, that's the second time in as many sets of 6 for the Eagles that they've dropped the ball on the first or second tackle. So, world of hurt as we speak in this little lapse of play. 33 minutes into the game. It's 12-10 Eagles over Gatton in the Battle of the Birds.
This is Mitchell with it, Obi, and Mitchell gets 10 metres into Highfields territory. He gets up and plays it. Now it's with Jennings. Jennings runs strongly. That's a good run. He's taken though by underneath there with the tackle, Danny Dean. Now out of dummy half goes McCulloch. He's missed by the first one. Turns it away to Jennings again, and there's another good run too.
Finds his front every time, Jennings.
Yes. He hasn't had the ball much, but here's Gatton, Kelvin.
Now it comes from Mitchell. Out it goes to Nolan. Nolan looking to give it away. Gave a beautiful ball away to Froloff. Froloff wrestling there, but now he loses it. It's loose on the ground, and Highfield's come up with it. So it's a mistake-a-thon the last few minutes.
It certainly is.
Out of dummy half we go. And is that Everett again?
Everett, yep.
Yeah, he's got the ball and he's held on to. In with the tackle this time would have been Alan Morris and also McCulloch. Now, O'Brien, he gets it away. Gets it out there to
Belfield,
Belfield, is it?
13, yep.
Now, out of dummy half goes O'Brien, and O'Brien's caught in a good tackle. It is a good tackle. Who was that?
15, it was Alan Morris. Alan Morris.
Now, here's the kick from Teven.
A 40-20.
Right back down. It's a big chance for a 40-20 Obe. It's racing for touch over there, but Jackwitz will get there just in time. Pulls it in and starts to run, but he doesn't get very far. Now, Ty Gray goes out of dummy half and runs right across field. Now straightens up, and he's met there by good Highfield's defence, but he's still struggling with him. It's a good run. He gets a part away now, and it's...
There by 16 by Leach.
Out of dummy half goes... Now, wide goes for Mitchell. Dummies to kick and runs, and now he's put down.
Leach again.
Now McCulloch, he gives it away this time for Nolan to kick, kicking back down there towards the line, Highfield's line, and Stewart runs up over the quarterway before he's met. Still wrestling with them, and now he's called to play the ball.
It wasn't Leach, that was Mowat, who's been very heavily involved in this game.
Now Hooper in there at dummy half this time. He gets it away to Teven, and Teven gets it out to Kander, and Kander slung to ground.
Yeah.
Nolan, well, he pushed it to the limit there, Nev.
He certainly did.
Now they work it out. They're only about 10 metres from the halfway line, Highfields here.
What's for the 40-20 again?
Here's O'Brien, and now the ball comes away out there to Belfield, and Belfield, he's about 8 metres from the halfway line. Final tackle's on its way. He's lost the ball again. I think that's a couple for Belfield now.
I tell you what, it's CNR Concreting Coach Killers here for
Both
the
sides.
but more so Eagles. They are letting Gatton back into this game. We could cement the whole place, couldn't we, Neville?
We certainly could, Obi. But I think just the fatigue's coming into this first half, Obi. But, mate, it's still very, very physical there in the middle. And, mate, both forwards are just looking who's coming up. Line speed of Gatton is just incredible. They're putting lots of pressure on the Highfields forwards.
It's been physical, and it's also been fairly fast, the game.
It certainly has.
Oh,
Here we
good
go.
ball.
He's having a good battle with Hooper. Back to you, Kelvin.
Now it's with McCulloch. McCulloch, he sends it on to Stanfield. Stanfield at the dummy half position. He gives it on to Morris. Morris dummies and has a run on his own. 10 metres out he is. Here's a chance for the Hawks. Must have a couple tackles left. Slow to get up to play the ball though. McCulloch is the dummy half, and now it goes away out there, out to Boney. Boney towards the line, is it?
Mitchell.
Mitchell, is
Mitchell.
it? Tyson Mitchell, that's a great. Sports Club try.
I tell you what, he got the ball and he was committed straight away. He was about 15 metres out. I don't know about you, Nev, but it seemed like he could drive a Mack truck in that gap he went through.
Mate, I think he's setting up all the first half for that play there, Obi. He gave the ball. He said, give it here, I'll show you forwards how to run. He went
Looking back to last year's B grade final, I think Tyson Mitchell and Jeff Nielsen were the halves of the Highfield side, and they're both having great games here in A grade today.
Yeah, so the lead changes yet again. It's 14-12 at Gatton over Highfields after that Tyson Mitchell try. 3 minutes left till half time. Now nearly 2 minutes, and we've got this Goodyear kick. And keep in mind, they did it with 12 men on the field. So look, I suppose with the mistakes that Eagles had there, Nev, it's just a matter of time.
Mate, most certainly was. They've just given Gatton time and time again more chances. And, mate, Gatton's a good side. They're physical. I think they're very committed. Their structure's a little bit out at times, but if they can compete for the full 80 minutes, they're certainly a very good football side, very physical. This is the Gatton side I was talking about that you come up and play against. But as anyway, we come over to see Lukey Nolan take his kick. He's quite rust, Luke, when he kicks. He has a look around, waves the arms in, comes in, strikes it nicely, keeps it very low and it's on its way, but he just waved away there, and they go to the lead for the halftime break. 12, is that 14-12?
14-12, I think, mate.
With
What have we got? A minute left.
20 left. And look, I tell you what, you need to get these goals in this 2019 centenary year as well. And Luke can have his on days, can't he, Kelvin?
He can kick some days, but he's not had all hard kicks, I will say that. But then again, Candace kicked one from the sideline, only a great kick.
I think if Luke just slowed down a little bit, he'd be a lot more accurate. Us goal-kicking experts from the sideline.
Well, he's missing his mate. Last year they shared the kicks. If one was going bad, the other would be going good. Lip and Nolan.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this year so far we haven't seen Hayden Lip. Hopefully next weekend he should make his return for the Hawks. And this is Mitchell, and Mitchell gave it away to Morris as Gatton bring it out. Good run by Alan
awesome
Morris. That's a great run.
35 seconds left in this half.
35 seconds, Abe. You're counting them down for us. Out of dummy half goes McCulloch, and he gets it away to Stanfield, and Stanfield just about to the halfway line. One last hurrah for the Hawks here. Where do they go? They go the other way to Mitchell. He's put in a little chip. He's out after it. He's got it back too, looking to give it away.
Oh.
He sends a loose hole one away, and Highfield's land on it. I guess it was worth a go, wasn't it, at half time?
Well, it was, with it's 5 seconds left now. I don't think they'll pack this scrum, Neville.
That was good work.
Worth a go, and he got it back, and it just... If the support players had been a little bit more awake, they'd have been scoring again under the post for the Gatton Hawks.
So that's half time here in the Toowoomba Sports Club match of the day, where we see Gatton in front of Eagles in the Battle of the Birds by 14 points to 12. We'll take a break and we'll come back. This is the OBN Cookie Call. And can you hear that, Neville? Yeah, they're buzzing. I'm getting it blown out of my ears. How about you, Phil? And you, Barry, getting the buzzing?
Well, I'm having a shot my whole program now.
Okay, we're having some technical problems here. Let's hope we can stay with the game here. It's 24 points to 18. Gatton over Eagles. Here's a Goodyear goal. Neville.
So that's another league change, I think. What is it now? I can't find it.
Yeah, we're having a bit of trouble. It goes everywhere, and I think our needles are getting it from there. What's going on?
Conversion was successful by number six Luke Nolan. Brings the score to Highfields 18, Gatton 26.
Anyway, 26 points to 18. Gatton over Eagles. Sorry about our audios. Here's a restart, Kelvin.
Yes, and this ball carrying back down towards right in the middle of the field in front of the and it's Jason Boney who takes it up in the midfield. Good high field for points. About 8 metres out from Zone 1. He gets up to play it. Here's Jennings running with that. This time Jennings, he gets it just out of the corner line. Out from McCulloch, and McCulloch over the way out there. Here's Hawke, who's gone through the first couple of tackles, and now he's playing. He's down on the ground, injured.
When that tipped it went off,
He's in a bit of...
We've got some problems here. What's going on here? Yeah, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We've just got some interference here. 26 points to 18.
We're back. I can't. No, there's something wrong with my headset.
Yeah, you got that now, mate?
Now I've got you.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Let's try that again. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
We missed the action now. I don't know what's happened, but Highfields have a penalty anyway. The goal line touch only about 12 metres out from the Hawks line. That's where the tap through will be taken. Away it goes. St George is back on there now. Into Hargroves, and that goes away up there this time to Smith, and Smith is still 10 metres out from the line where he's met by the defence. George, the dummy half. George sends it away to Everett. Everett towards the line. He's only a metre or so out from the line. He's playing there. High throw off. Now George again sends it out the other way this time, and they're charging to the line, but the defence is going to hold it. Only a couple of metres out. Now long pass out there this time. It goes to Hargraves. He starts the run. It's Rottles on the mark here.
Need a try here, Highfields.
It's loose on the ground. It's loose from
the Eagles.
Was it Devin Green, I think, who was the culprit on that occasion?
Yeah, it was there, but look, their own worst enemy, Eagles. Don't see our coach killing. I must admit there, well, it seems to be more of the coach killers with Eagles in this game so far.
Getting
off the hook, and they just seem to be making good common sense yards up the middle with their forwards at the moment. Gatton. Here's Jennings.
Jennings, you must have called for it. You did call for it. He needed to handle the ball more. He certainly has done so in his second half.
Yeah, he has. You know, like and he's gone looking for it too, which I like. But still not enough for me, Calvin.
I guess they've got to take a bit of pressure off that forward pack being one shy with Hicks being off the field. This is Froloff. Froloff gets out of the quarter way. In fact, gets about 28 metres out from his own line before he's called upon to play it. McCulloch out of dummy half, gets away from the first. Now he starts to go again. Gets to 10 metres from the halfway line before he's playing. Then lost the ball. McCulloch not happy with it. He said Smith had a little bit to do with it, but the referee's going to back down the scrum.
How do you see it, Neville? Well, it's a 50-50 call. It's back to Highfields. Gatton not getting out of their own half. It's on the 40-metre line up that CNR Concreting coach. Go over the SK Drilling scrum, Kelvin.
Yes,
Highfields fee.
Yeah, it'll be fed by Haywood. In it goes, and out it goes with George, and now it goes away there to Nielsen, and Nielsen is going to be put to ground. And Jennings, the main tackler, now it goes away, comes out there this time. Everett with it again. He's been pretty busy since he's been out there. Well, the ball comes out this time. It comes wide and it goes to Stewart. And Stewart defends a loose one away. It's going to be picked up. Is that Nolan back on you?
Not on against Eagles. It was a strange knock.
You're recording.
On.
Oh, good.
He actually was going backwards, but he sort of knocked it back towards himself, didn't he, Neville?
No, it's touched by Gatton, I think, isn't it? It's touched by Gatton.
Oh, so it's touched by Gatton. So he's saying a knock on to Gatton. So the game's in the balance. 16 minutes left. 26 points to 18. Gatton over Eagles. Gatton with 12 men. Here's Eagles on the attack, Kelvin.
Yes, out it goes wide. Oh, here we go again. Cook. Back over you.
Again, sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, and running up to the fence there, that's on Belfield, and he's pulled down there a few metres out. In the dummy half will be George. George sends it away out there this time, and it comes away to Smith, and Smith gives it back. Gives it back out there this time. Can't catch it, but they're only about 12 metres out from there, and the right player, it was Stewart. And now it comes out from Haywood, and Haywood sends a long one out there to Nielsen. Here's a chance, running hard there towards the line. And he's lost the hold of it. He sent it forward, but the left hand side. He knocked it on, really, knocked it on.
Full pass or knock on level?
Yeah, dropped it.
Just looking at the crowd here, Neville, there's not many here.
I was going to say the same thing.
You know, it is.
But it's
Fleetwood Day. You see, so they're all there. But I'll tell you why I say that, because they were pretty boisterous on that other side, looking for that Eagles try, weren't they, Neville?
Yes, it's a big day in racing today, but probably kept a few people away. This is Cubitt back on the field now. Hawk must have left the field, I think, and Cubitt came in his place. There's a good run coming up. He's forced back in good. Now out of comes to Cubitt again, and Cubitt makes a good 8-metre run there. That's a good run. He's pulled down about 28 metres out from his own line. Now away we go again. It's caught there this time. Stanfield wrestled the ground about 18 metres from the halfway line. It will be a penalty. That one I will agree with. But,
and I tell you what, it's exactly what Gatton wanted, because they've been parked in their own territory for a good five minutes after that big Aaron Hooper sprint with that restart, Neville.
But yes, it would. After so many penalties, though, wouldn't you think that you would wake up to yourself and not rely on, because you're going to get teams for it?
Well, the penalties are 9-8 in favour of Highfields after they were 7-1 in favour of Highfields.
Yes, and Gatton have the ball, and it's with Cubitt. Cubitt runs straight into the meat of the fence. He's about 28 metres out from the Highfields line. That's where he'll play the ball. And it goes to Tilo. That's a good run from Tilo, yeah. He's pulled out only about 15 metres out now. He'll get up to play it very slowly that time. Now it's with Mitchell, and Mitchell gave it out there to Nolan. Nolan gives it to Froloff. Froloff is about 5 or 6 metres out. He'll play it. In there at dummy half will be Nolan, but he's lost the ball, has he?
He has. Michael Froloff has. He didn't play that ball very well. It was a clumsy mistake, Neville. Right, just trying to get that quick play instead of worrying about the actual fundamentals. It's going to be a scrum about 10 metres out, Kelvin.
Yes, and it'll be a high field feed, and they have it now, and they're going down there. Nielsen in with room to move to, but he's caught by Jennings eventually. He gets away from him, still going, here's a chance. Dummies probably should have given it. He's waiting to try and set up Hooper. Gets it to Hooper now, and what's happened there?
He's dropped the ball. And you know why I knew that? Because it was right in front of the Gatton bench there, Neville. What do you see?
I thought, though, that probably should have given it when he dummied, I thought he probably should have given it to Luke.
Around the grounds with Ned Cherry Pest Control, 22-6 Waddles over South, and it's still 16-6 Warwick over Oakey. We'll go back around the grounds there, about 20-30 minutes behind us. It's 11 minutes left here, 26 points to 18. Gatton over Eagles here in the Toowoomba Sports Club match of the day. Kelvin.
Yes, we've got the scrum packing down. 8 metres on the Gatton side of the halfway line. Billy Jackett's at the stretch of the ball, but takes it down and gets to the halfway line before he's met by the Eagles defence in Stewart. Now it's away to Stanfield. Stanfield up the middle he goes. He's met there by the 17 in Everett, and also in there was Connor Nolan. I didn't think we'd see him back net. He gets up to play it. Now it's with Froloff again. Froloff has a run. Another good run from Froloff this time. He's met by Dean. Now it's out of dummy half goes McCulloch, and he pops it away for Tilo, is it? Tilo wrestling to ground though.
Parramatta's 12, Sharks 6.
Here's the ball coming away. Can't quite see who picked it up there, but this is the final tackle on its way. Gatton, I think about 15 metres out. McCulloch the dummy half. He gets it away out there, a long way out over there, and running with the ball towards the line. Going to be held on to. They're going to take the tackle to 6, I think. And
yeah, it was Luke Nolan. It was. He nearly got very, very close.
That's a kind of play I don't mind. I was critical of Gatton last week in
not going for on 6. What's your take on it, Neville? I thought it was a great set of 6.
Yeah, no.
10 minutes left. Gatton 26, Eagles 18. Kelvin.
Yes, the Highfield's working it out from down their own end, and here's a run coming up this time from...
They're going wide, mate. Anything can happen. 10 minutes left.
Yes. Gatton are banking on them going to Hooper's side, where they've had all the luck tonight, haven't they? Well, I don't know about luck, but they've had a great... here's a kick coming... Will this be a 40-20? No, it didn't make the short of the 20, I think.
Okay, we'll soon find out with the referees signal and touches there. No, it wasn't a 40-20. It's a Gatton feed for the SDK Drilling scrum. 26 points to 18. Gatton over Eagles. 9 minutes, 10 seconds left. Neville?
Let's just do a dive for the Highfield Eagles here. Like, they've just got to hang on the ball to get themselves back into the game. But on the other side, the Gatton is good running the way they're going. High energy. It's inspirational stuff. This is the Gatton that we know. Dirty, get down in the trenches and just graft out a win, and this will do them a world of good.
Especially playing with 12 men since the 35th minute. Here's Jennings, Kelvin.
Yeah, it's a good run too from Jennings. He takes it to within 15 of the halfway line. Now out of dummy half goes Gray, coming in to do a bit of work with the Fools, a little bit of a blow, and he wrestles to within 5 of the halfway line too. Eventually for the player. He does so now, and it goes from McCulloch, and then the ball comes back to Froloff, and Froloff gets a metre or so into Highfield's territory. He plays the ball. What he was waiting for there, but now it's McCulloch slung around. Hubert the dummy half. To Nolan, back inside for Froloff, and Froloff to Jackwitz. He's just about broken, and now he loses the ball though. He's lost it forward, I'd say, and we'll have a scrum packing down.
No, No, we're just organising the Marangandang
I went there last night for dinner
voucher.
last night.
You did?
Yeah, it's brilliant. No, I haven't been there. I've heard so much about it. I want to have the mixed. I want the mixed grill. Someone told me the mixed grill will beat me.
You look like a mixed grill man.
Happy boys.
Some people eat to live, I live to eat.
There we go.
Okay, here we go. With Nielsen. Nielsen going to kick immediately for Hooper, and he's flying too, Hooper. Here's a chance. Running back there is Williams for Gatton, and Williams takes it nicely. So he's hit hard, and then he's jumped back on again.
What's in there? I would think that Williams was even faster than Hooper at the moment to get back to that ball, but gee, who was that coming over the top? It was quite rough for the young fella.
It was.
It was Everett, I think it was.
They've tried it now on 2 occasions.
And Williams, I reckon he's gone very, very well for a young fella. He's been really targeted here today. Here's Jennings trying from dummy half, Kelvin.
But it's a good run from Jennings. McCulloch. On it goes now to Stanfield. Stanfield up the middle he goes. Good run from Stanfield this time. He's tackled right on the halfway line.
Just under 7 minutes left. Gatton 26, Eagles 18.
Throw off. Up the middle he goes himself this time. Throw off. McCulloch is the dummy half this time. McCulloch waiting for it there. Now it comes away to Tyson and Mitchell. And Mitchell, then it goes to Nolan. And Nolan gives it away to Gray with a bit of room to move. He's looking to beat the winger there in Canada, but he couldn't do so. He's pulled down, but they're not far away, Obi. The ball coming out across the line again. Now it's with Mitchell. Mitchell pops it back out there for Nolan. Nolan towards the line. He's only 8 metres out, but this is the final tackle on its way. They need to go right. Will they? It's McCulloch who puts in a little kick himself, going out after it there. Gatton. But it's gone dead, has it? Or have they taken it dead Highfields? I'm not sure. Right over in the dark corner there.
I think they've taken it dead.
Fucking program shit itself again.
6 minutes left.
Can't bloody find Black Magic again.
After a seesaw run, the scoring slowed down, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, but look, it's going up at the moment, and hanging on to the ball has proved very, very fruitful for Gatton. Here's a restart, Kelvin. Here's a short kick for Eagles, and they get the ball back.
I thought they might have gone short. I thought they might have gone short up the middle.
Sean Hamill getting that ball.
And
get the ball.
Oh, he's really happy with it. Now the ball comes across this time to Belfield, and he's wrestled the ground. Pushing and shoving. Give the penalty away. It's probably not the play at this time of the match, Obi. And down there, this will give Highfield a chance to go right on the attack.
I think it's firing up down there, Neville. What do you see? Concrete coach Killamay, and probably the worst time of the match, just under 5 minutes left, and it's been the Achilles heel of Highfields Eagles, and they've made mistake after mistake after mistake.
That was on the zero tackle again, and how many of them have they made tonight on that zero or first?
Yeah, they have. They're just over 50% in the second half. But Gatton, they're about 7 from 10. So second half, but on the scoreboard that counts, 4.5 minutes left, 26-18.
Now it's Ty Gray taking the pressure again off the forwards. It was a good run. Gets into Highfield's territory by about 5 metres before we were played. Now it's with Alan Morris. Cummings goes up towards the defence there of Nolan. He's put down. He could be third, isn't he? No, Held on to eventually 10 metres in the drop and first. He's only 3-4. That is only halfway.
Hamill's put it down. If they had any chance, there's a bit of a head-eye tackle. And there's a player down, a Gatton player down. What's happened there, Neville? What did you see?
It might have been young Williams.
Yeah. Oh, he's been battered from pillar to post at the moment. They've stopped the clock at 1 minute and 26 seconds left. So you would think it's going to be a Gatton victory here with 12 men since the 36 minutes, guys.
It's amazing how many times when that happens that it lifts the side, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And look, all credit to the Gatton forwards. I thought they'd gone very, very well today. What's your thoughts, Neville?
He was dirty. He missed last week's game. He had to go to a wedding. So he was... What's that, mate?
Well, he's arguing the point. And he has sent him off here. So we have 2 send-offs here.
I didn't see that one. I can't comment.
Okay.
I didn't see it, so I can't comment.
Yeah, and I missed it as well, Neville. You're the only... you're the cherished one, mate, who saw that. But he sort of wanted he was... Oh, well, that's... and if it's as bad as we think it is, well, anyway. Anyway, he's getting to finish off the game.
And it's Alan Morris with it. The Morris is... he's about 30 metres out from his own line. Now, running up the middle... was Swan this time, I think it is. Swan hasn't had much time. It's his first game back for the year too, Swan. Now it's with Hubert. Hubert about 8 metres from the halfway line he's playing, but we're in the dying minute of the game, really. 1 minute and 10 left to go. Now it's with Waters. Waters runs up over the halfway line before he's playing. Just over that halfway line, he'll get up to play the ball. McCulloch at dummy half. And, he gives it to Hubert, who's left it behind. And McCulloch comes in and does the tackle on the Highfields Eagles player in...
last minute.
Now it's with Belfield. Belfield slammed to ground. This time in with the tackle was Tilo. Now the ball comes across from George, and George gave it to Nielsen, and Nielsen gave it out there to... can't quite pick up who's got the ball out there. It's not might be Mowat, is he out there? Now it comes across anyway, and it's Highfields now in the last, what have we got left, Obi?
25 seconds
left. They're only 30 metres out from the Gatton line, so a chance to get a consolation try.
No one at home for Gatton.
Flying through out there, it was the Highfields Eagles. It's Stewart, is it? Stewart in the score? Stewart in the score at Toowoomba Sports Club try, but it'll be too little too late, because we're just about ready for that hooter to blow. 7 seconds left, and that will make it, 26-22 with a kick to come.
Okay, and a consolation try, you have to say, for that as the full-time hooter goes. It's 26 points to 22. Are they going to take the kick? They don't have to. My 3-2-1, as far as I'm concerned, was Tyson Mitchell for a Gatton. I thought he really played well and played calmly and professional for 2 points. I think Belfield was there all night, and for 1 point, yes, Michael Froloff. You, Neville? Kelvin?
You've got your 2-1, Nev?
He's got the same as me, mate.
Same as you?
Tyson Mitchell, Sam Belfield, and Michael Crowley.
Yeah, I think I'll go Roloff for my group. The two, I think Danny Dean, and the one I give to Tyson Mitchell.
Okay, well, Dad worked it out before you actually did that, Neville. Over to you, Neville. If you've got some interviews there, but it's full time here, and a gutsy win by the Gatton Hawks with 12 men into the 35th minute. There's Jerry just waiting for a. Okay, Neville. Yeah, Kelvin, look, I must admit, I was just writing down there, I think it was a really gutsy win by the Hawks.
As I say, though, as I said, to field the side when you lose a player, you lose the player for 35 minutes. We all thought it was just a 10 minutes. I never thought a send off, but I thought in the second half, there's 10 minutes gone, they're still not back. But they did, they toughed it out. Highfields, I think, were their own worst enemy, but as Campbell said, we probably did a lot of that mistake came from the Gatton defence. It was really, really solid defence. They knew they had to win. Highfield one less game on them. They had to buy. So it was a do-or-die game for Gatton. So, yes, they went well and definitely cut down on the mistakes they tried. And also on the tackles that were 95, as I said last week, a lot better tonight. And I think that could be the turning point
Brian.
In the Hawk season,
Yeah, look, I think it's a good start because I tell you what, a loss just was not on the actual card for Gatton, because they would have been 3-0, and it was a real gutsy win. I like their forward pack and the way they went forward. I'm just going to see if we can get this around the ground.
I really like the second half too, can I say, because I know I might have harped on a bit in the penalties in the first half. I thought there was too many penalties. The second half, a lot less, opened up the game and really got an exciting game of football in that second half.
Yeah, it sure did. And around the grounds with Nev Cherry Pest Control. And over to you first, Brian. How is Waddles South going there? Okay, so 28 points to 10. Over to you, Gary, at Warwick. All right, fellas, thanks very much. We'll go off air now. We'll get your 3-2-1 tomorrow for tomorrow's Hutchie's match of the day. Thank you very much. We see that there's probably going to be a Waddles and Warwick win out there. Thanks very much. 26 points to 22. Brian, you'll be interested that Shannon Hicks got sent off after 35 minutes for abusing the referee. So they were 12 men for 45 minutes of the match, and they were a gutsy win, 26 points to 22. All right, Gary and Brian, thanks very much. Okay, Kelvin. I think that was probably the cold air with our trouble here today. But we're here with Power TV to wrap up this game. And yes, I think it was a gutsy win by Gatton. And a lot of people think, guys like us, we are from Gatton, that we do bias, but no, you can't, because we do respect the other side, and it was a tough game, and it was a typical Highfield Gatton tough game, wasn't it?
I was just about to say, they've had some wonderful clashes over the last, 3 or 4 seasons. I remember one day out here it came down to a field goal, I think a couple of years back where Callum Willacott kicked the ball into a driving wind, 45 metres, I think, to convert and win by 1 point. There was a draw down in Gatton a couple of years ago. So yes, there'll be some great battles between the Hawks, and I'm sure a few injuries came out of the game. As Campbell Stewart said, Darcy Naroski, an injury for Highfields. Dominic Hawke left the field with what we thought could have been a knee injury, so there's a couple, but I'm sure there'll be some bruises on both sides tomorrow morning.
Yeah, certainly. And this 100th year of Toowoomba Rugby League just continues to surprise us with some wonderful games, as all these competitive teams do come up to try and have a piece of the pie in what is a historical season. Tomorrow on the Obie and Cookie Call, it's Sitworth and Brothers. I'll be out there with Cookie. Cookie and Obie are there, and we'll have Ned Cherry at Bally's Dalby. This is the Obie and Cookie Call on Power TV. We hope to see you next week. You'll see this replay. Well, you'll see me right now. It's at 7 o'clock on Mondays, as will be every match of the day for Power TV. Thanks very much, Kelvin, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Obie, and thanks, and it's goodbye from Rugby League football, the greatest game of all.